Hey guys, this is the Anime Fiend, and today we're gonna talk about the greatest character piece ever written on humans and one of the greatest mystery mangas of all time, Monster. Written, of course, by the man, the myth, the legend, Naoki Urasawa. Well, here we are. Finally, after talking about it for like a few weeks now, eventually we are here and we are gonna talk about, to what some people call the magnum opus of Naoki Urasawa. And if you know who Naoki Urasawa is, then you know he's a legend who has written, a few legendary manga. Not, some legends are like, oh, they wrote one legendary manga, they wrote two, but this man, he wrote a bunch. He wrote a bunch of awesome manga, and Monster is considered the magnum opus, the greatest of the greatest of his work. So let's get into it. Now, before we begin, of course, this video is one of the videos of my manga series, Manga Recommendation. I've made a few videos. I'll make a lot more videos, so please do check that out. And yeah, regarding the video series, of course, this is a manga recommendation video series. This is not a review, so there will be no spoilers. So don't worry about spoilers or anything like that. This is just to make you nudge you into the right direction of actually reading Monster. That's all. So now let's get into it, and let me give you a scenario of in a perfect world, you're going on with your work and suddenly you see an old lady. She's about to get run over by a truck, right? And then on the other way, you see the mayor who, who's a little corrupt but also a little important for the city. And, if you save the mayor, you also get a good, like, a reputation. You become a hero and all that shit, right? And you see even that mayor is about to get run over by a car or something like that, right? So you get to decide who to save and who to ignore. Would you want to become a hero by saving the slightly corrupt but important mayor, or are you gonna save the old woman who's probably gonna die anyway soon? So so what will you choose? Now, of course, because you're a good and kind person, you feel like, well, the old lady is frail and old and cannot help herself. You go to help the lady, right? And you choose, like, come on, mayor, probably he could jump off, or probably he notices something, or maybe his security people would save him, right? So you go and save the old lady. Now, of course, some time passes and you get to know that this old lady is a serial killer who kills babies and cooks them, and serves sandwiches of these babies. So now what would you do? Now, would you be like, well, I saved a life, whatever happens after that is none of my concern, because all I did was save a life and do a good thing and move on? Or would you be like, oh my god, because of me saving this old lady, she destroyed these many people's lives, and how would knowing that fact affect your life, affect your a day-to-day behavior, your relationships? And how would the people who are victims of these crimes react to you and, of course, the old lady? Well, of course, the manga doesn't have the old lady, but I'm just, a hypothetical situation, of course. And this is the main premise of the manga. And now, of course, I said no spoilers, but this is kind of a mild spoiler. I mean, this is the major theme of the manga, but still, major premise of the manga that drives the manga. But I mean, I had to delve into this because otherwise I couldn't like delve into anything else. And I mean, this we get this premise like almost at the beginning of the manga, so I would say that much of a spoiler is fine, right? So, yeah, it's kind of fine. But of course, this manga doesn't just delve into that. Of course, it delves deep into, what makes a human, what drives his morale, and what would it take to drive a good human into doing something bad. Of course, bad people do bad things, good people do good things, is what we learn in childhood. When we were kids, we learn that. But of course, we know everything is just shades of gray. It's not black and white. Of course, good people could do bad things, bad people could do good things. So again, Monster delves deep into this, and with every character, it's not just the main. Of course, everybody praises the main protagonists, and then there's of course Johann mother flippin' Liebert, who's probably the most awesome, the most crazy, maniacal, and the most famous and really, really well written antagonist of all time. I mean, one of the best, if not the best, right? So there you go. Of course, not talking about just the protagonist and the antagonist, even all the other characters of Monster are like really well written, man. I mean, everybody, everybody everybody's story delves into different aspects of human sorrow, regret, success, failure, and their morals, like how would someone do in one situation or the other situation. And well, if one is doing this way in this situation, what would the other character do, right? So there are like multiple aspects of this. And man, when I say this manga is a character study, dude, trust me, this is the best character study I've ever seen. I mean, of course, the most famous Berserk, the legendary Berserk, delves into how evil humanity could go, while showing these monsters, right? These demons, these crazy ass otherworldly creatures, where you see them commit these atrocities of like you can't even talk about them, they're that bad. And Monster delves into something not so fantastical, it delves into something much more real. And it's like you get to see some things that humans are capable of doing, and you see like, damn man, this is not even like fake, this could actually happen. And that's why it's much more scary, because you understand, you realize while reading Monster that, damn man, these things can actually happen. And that's why Monster is even more scary, because it's real, and you have seen some of these incidents happen, maybe on TV, maybe in real life or somewhere, right? But you have seen it, and man, that just spooks you like nothing else. So I mean, again, there are many more things that happen in Monster, of course, but I don't want to give away everything. So do check out Monster, man. It's phenomenal. And of course, I gotta talk about some of the negatives, two of the negative things, I guess I would say. One is, of course, the length of the series, and sometimes in some scenes, because you gotta understand this. Urasawa, many of the Urasawa mangas, the main character, yes, is the main character who drives the plot, but so are the other characters. So sometimes for a long period of time, for a long period of chapters, you won't see the main character, and sometimes this feels like a drag. Sometimes, other places where it's just going on, it feels like, maybe this is dragging a little more than it should have. And sometimes you don't even know why it's dragging. So these things I understand, but eventually, once the plot or the twist has been revealed, you'll feel like, oh, so this is why this was happening, right? So I would say it's not much of a problem, but maybe it is, right? So there you go. And the other thing, of course, again, plot conveniences. Now, some aspects, some places you feel like, oh, well, this is well written. Some places you feel like, oh, come on, that's too much of coincidence, right? So, I mean, again, plot conveniences, come on, in every piece of fiction we have plot conveniences. Some may be more, some may be less, some may be more irritating than the others, right? So I mean, it all depends upon you. If you think it's too much of a plot convenience to actually happen, or maybe you think, come on, it's fiction. We can understand that, right? So that's on you. But if you ask me again, I would rate this manga a bajillion, zillion, trillion, whatever out of 10, right? So yeah, this is beyond perfect for me. So that's my opinion. But anyways, if you think the video is good, like, share, subscribe, comment down. What do you guys think about Monster? Have you read Monster, or are you about to read Monster because of me? Or that's unlikely, but but are you planning to read Monster, and decided maybe we should watch a bunch of recommendation videos of Monster, right? So whatever, just comment down whatever your thoughts are. And check out my other videos of my video series, Manga Recommendations. I've made, I think, 4 other than, of course, this one, and I'll make a bunch more coming down the line. So please check that out as well. And if you think these are good, then maybe check out my channel as well. But anyways, well, either way, if you think the video is good, whatever, do all the things, and support and stuff, whatever. But as always, until next time, peace.